Oh my god. What's up, creepers? And Kickers Chris, the Atari Creep. How is everyone doing today? I should say this evening. Alan, what's going on, bud? All right. That's enough of that. Let me put the guitar on the table and get started. All right. Now, unfortunately, we may or may not do a sound sample afterwards. We will see. So I'm kind of doing this kind of as a two-part thing. One part here, live, putting it together, and the other part is going to be the demo of the pickups. The pickups on my other channel, the one that's a little more guitar focused. So we will have a look at the guitar here in a minute. I just want to make sure I have everything. Let me go grab a pack of strings in case we get that far. Pack of strings. And the other thing we're doing is we're actually going to be, this guitar shipped with a set of 9 gauge, and I'm a 10 gauge kind of guy. I'm an Ernie Ball slinkies kind of guy. So we're going to go with a 10 gauge, which means I'm going to have to let it sit for a day or two, let the neck get used to the slightly little extra tension, and then pop the truss rod a little bit. So we won't be doing too much aside from actually just working on the thing. What we're going to work on, and you'll be able to see it. I got the other camera set up, but this is a Squier Sonic Edition, Sonic, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, the Sonic level Esquire, meaning it's a single pickup Telecaster style body. Back in the 50s, they came up with this thing called the Esquire, which was just a single pickup, and I believe they modeled the pickup after a lap steel guitar. And it had your traditional volume and tone, but it also had a 3-way switch for the one pickup. And what that basically did was, is if the switch was all the way back, the pickup went directly out to the jack, nothing in between it, pure power. Put it in the middle, just a regular guitar. You had your tone and your volume. And then when you push it up forward, they had this thing they called a dark circuit, where they implemented a couple of capacitors. I couldn't tell you which ones. Don't give a shit. And what it did was it emulated kind of a neck pickup, or it kind of muted it. It made it a little darker, the dark circuit. For jazz guys, it didn't really sound all that great, and people eventually did this thing called the Eldridge one, which I have in another guitar. I have another guitar that's set up like a traditional Esquire with the single coil, Telly style pickup. But we won't be doing that to this today. What's on the order of operations is this nifty motherfucker. This is from a company called, hey, what's up, Violation? What's going on, buddy? It's from a company called Seymour Duncan. They're one of the premier replacement electronics for electronic guitars. One of their most famous pickups is called the JB, which for some reason everyone calls Jeff Beck. I don't know. And one of the more common combinations is a JB and a Jazz, right? JB for the bridge and Jazz for the neck. And I don't understand why people get so confused about this part. If you look at the back of them, they'll have like a little sticker, right? And it'll give you the model number. And the JB will say JB, and the Jazz neck will say JN. So people for some reason call it the Jeff Beck, but it's really just a Jazz bridge. So I guess that got lost in translation over the years, but that's not what we're dealing with here. We're dealing with a 3-in-1 kind of situation. Let me peel this thing off for now. I don't know if you can see it very well, but there is one row of coil, or I should say poles right here, and then there's a rail, a piece of metal. It's black, so there we go. You can see it now. So typically what happens with guitars, there's a couple styles of pickups. What we're going to be dealing with is a humbucker. It's 2 single coils wired so that the 60 cycle hum that you get from a single coil is bucked. You know, it's gone. And that's what's in here. And traditionally, I mean, you can tap into them and you can split them depending on the wiring. But what this pickup does, and I think they still have the patent because nobody has made an alternative to these. It has 2 style of pickups jammed together to create a humbucker. You have what they call a P90, which is this larger one, and then a single coil rail pickup, which is what that rail is all about. And I know you're not going to be able to pick it up too well, but you'll see that there's like an unevenness to it. There's a bump right here, where normally it would be right here in the middle. And the idea of this is you have a regular humbucker with the 2, you know. It's obviously going to sound a little bit different than your average guitar humbucker. But you can either split it to just the P90 or just the single coil, the rail, we should call it. And there's also an option to do it when it's as a humbucker in series or parallel. It's a phase switch, I guess you would call it. Basically, it takes the route of the electricity and changes it up. So you get this little more powerful, honky kind of, almost like a cocked wah maybe kind of sound. We don't have anything to do that today. We're just going to wire it straight with a 3-way blade style switch. This is, if you've never seen it inside of your average Fender Telecaster and or Stratocaster, this is what's inside of it. And this is what determines which one of the pickups is activated. In this case, it's going to be which coil. The middle, if I'm reading my schematic correctly, is going to be the full humbucker. Bringing it back towards the bridge, we'll do the P90, which is closer to the bridge. And then all the way forward, this is a 3 selector, will be that single coil rail thing. Well, we got to take this thing apart. We got to unsolder some things, and then I need to figure out orientation and all of that crap. I'm going to do something a little bit backwards to the schematic. I do, again, we'll look at the view here in a second. And I'm also going to replace the chrome plate that's already on there. This is where the electronics are going to attach to, the switch in the volume and the tone knobs. I'm going to use this black one, because I think it would just go well with it. But also, I don't know where my chrome one is. And the one that's on here is chrome, but it doesn't have the slot for this right here because this guitar came without that. Kind of wish it had kind of a deal, but it didn't. So we work with what we have. And of course, I have a schematic. Let's talk about the schematic. We're just going to install a flux capacitor. We already did that onto an Atari 2600 4-switch Woody. I don't think I'm going to be doing any more flux capacitors. I almost took out the human race. Fucking around with that, you know? Hey, you know what? Let me do this. Let me put this away. And I have to show gratitude and thanks because everything we're going to be dealing with today, with the exception of my tools, came from the same person, Alex Valentine, a.k.a. Captain Obvious. Him and my lady got together and they purchased this guitar. $240. It's nothing too expensive. In fact, it's their entry level. It's one of their entry levels. But it is such an amazing playing guitar. I was genuinely shocked by the quality. Now, are the components the best quality? Absolutely not. No. That's where they cut the corners. But the majority of the value is in the body and neck. But I got lucky. I got lucky because this actually sounds really nice. And I kind of didn't want to do this. I wanted to set this up like a traditional with a single coil, the one I was telling you about earlier, with the Eldred mod and all that crap. And what we were going to do is there's this fancy bridge you can get for it that has like carvings inside. It looked really nice. And then I was going to put the Haunted Mansion wallpaper on the pickguard. I get this big sheet of vinyl. I had another guitar I had done that to, and there's plenty left over that I can do this with. And there's also a matching control plate to that bridge. And I was going to do that, and it kind of had the same classy look as the Haunted Mansion wallpaper. So I was just going to go with that and make a true Esquire out of this. And we may in the future. I may find something a little bit more suitable for the P-rails. But since it's here, and I've been wanting to use one of these for so damn long. All right, I got to move and make sure, make sure the thing is, what it's supposed to do. I figured, what the hell? Let's put it in there. Let's give it a try. I've never played a guitar with one of these in it. The P-rail, that is. I got to remember I got this up now. And this is going to be fun. I can't guarantee you a play sample. I'll try to get to that. But again, the neck has to adjust to the tension of the new strings. Completely different. Well, not completely, but they're the next thickness up, if you will. So there'll be more tension on the neck than there is right now. Plus, of course, with all the fluctuations in temperatures and what do you call it there? Humidity. It's the neck is wood. The neck is wood. What am I doing? I got this. So there's these things called string winders, right? You can buy them like that, right? And it comes with a little crank. Every one I've ever had just snapped within 2 or 3 tries. So what I did was I took an old Dremel tool that didn't work anymore and cut it off. And I jammed it in there with a whole bunch of epoxy. And now I just got this, and it'll just, it's so nice. I fucking hate stringing up guitars. That is one of my least favorite things to do. That, and as you're going to see later on, when I install the pickup, underneath the screw is a spring. And that spring goes between the faceplate here, and there's like a little dog ear. I don't know if you can see that here on the side, right? So the spring will go between the two. Lining them up and holding it just to get it started. Bing! Springs go all over the place. What a fucking nightmare. My least favorite operation of any guitar upgrade. But you know what? Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. If it brings the radness, then who am I to fucking argue, right? Oh shit, that's not even on the thing. That's not even on the thing. You know what? I think I have a better string tree somewhere. I'm not going to dig it out now, but I have a roller string tree. Maybe I'll save that for something that has a tremolo. Something with a whammy bar. A whammy bar. It was a 60 cycle hum. That guy Ryan, he calls it a wiggle stick. A wiggle stick. I like that. I like that a lot. So what is everyone up to this fine, is it Saturday? What the fuck day is it? It's Saturday, isn't it? What's everyone doing this fine Saturday evening? I'll be honest with you, as much as I want you guys to watch, I kind of feel bad that that's what you're doing on your Saturday evening. unless you're fucking lame like me, you know? Unless you're lame like me. Now, keep in mind, we don't have to just talk about the guitar. You guys can bring up whatever, and, if it's a topic I feel like tackling, then I will tackle it. Let's do this. Some people will just recycle the strings. Nah. These have been on since the factory put the fucking thing together. To my knowledge, anyway. I don't think anyone did any kind of a setup or anything on this guitar before it made its way to me. Unless, of course, because my buddy, he got this from Sweetwater, which is a website where you can get that, you know? That's an option. So, I like to do this. I'm tying it, oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm tying it up. And I'm making sure it stays together, because these things will spring and they'll fall out of the trash can. And if you've ever poked your finger on the end of one of these high strings, God, makes you question reality in life. So I like to do this just for the courtesy of it just staying in the fucking garbage can. I'll do one more just to make it a little more compact. Looks like they use Diodarios, which is what's making me think that maybe there was a setup done at the shop. I didn't see it on the bill when it showed up. All right, I'm just gonna look at the nut here real quick. We might have to put some graphite in there. Put a little bit of graphite in there. What it is you know the pencils that you take the little cartridges out and, you know, take that, put a little bit of that inside there, and it helps the strings slippy slide when, you know, when you're doing the stuffs. Violation says Sunday morning here. Oh, that's right. You're down under. Enjoying a pulsating migraine with a floated. Wow, dude. Why are you watching me with a fucking migraine? Holy hell. All right, let's start by opening things up. Let's remove the knobs. Oh, you sister. There's a tool you can get. I'm not going to say what it is in case someone's watching who likes to buy things randomly. I do appreciate it, don't get me wrong. Oh, hold on. You always need something for your parts. Always need a parts container, and I meant to pull this one earlier. Oh, you suck. Now, I know it doesn't need to be said, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you take on, hey, what's up, Uncon? If you take on a project like this, know your tools, know what safety equipment you need, learn them. If you fuck up your guitar, you fuck yourself up, or anyone else around you, including your dogs and cats and all that, I am not taking responsibility for any of that. This is not a how-to. This is a you watching me do it, and it may work and it may not work. So, there's my legal disclaimer. All right, I don't know if you've ever seen inside of a guitar before. I'll get you close and personal. I can't, you know. It's just a couple wires, a little capacitor. That's it. Nothing too heavy. Bring it back. Actually, that's not a bad angle. If that angle sucks, let me know. I mean, it's not important that you see what I'm doing. But, all right, so that's going out to the jack. The only thing I want to remove from this plate is the pickup. This thing right here. Because we're going to pull that motherfucker right out. So I just want to make sure, and this is a ground, I believe, going to the bridge. All right, well, we're going to, unfortunately, we're going to be removing one of the grounds here. I might just snip it, but this one here, I'm just going to, I pre-tinned my soldering iron already. So, no, let's just do this clean. And hope the other one doesn't come off. There we go. Let me, where's my solder? Let me tin it a little bit. There we go. some fucking flux on that. Boop, boop. What's a fucking frush? What movie's that? The fuck's a frush? Come on. Alright, that's not gonna work. I'm not gonna sit here and fuck up my potentiometer for the sake of clean wiring. Oh my God. Where are my snips? These need replacing really bad. They came with my printer, my 3D printer, which I need to figure out how to fix that thing. I need a new fucking Mando helmet. I need to resize my head and but these things, I mean, they still work, man. Yeah. Did I see someone said the word booger? All right, you know what? This is not one of my junk guitars. This is not one of the junk guitars. So we're gonna protect the guitar, because you can't play a guitar without a guitar string. All right. Let's remove the bridge to get to the pickup. Now, on most guitars, you don't have to remove the whole bridge to get to the pickup. The Telecasters, for some reason, decided to make this big, long thing, and they originally came with a cover over it that ended up becoming everyone's fucking ashtray. You know? But we're going to be replacing this bridge eventually with the one that I mentioned earlier. I wish they made that one in like a humbucker. They make a similar one, but it's not quite the same. I can't play guitar, Duncan says, but my younger brother is very talented. He's always talking to me about these kinds of repair projects. Right on, man. You know, somebody had said, there was an artist I follow on TikTok, and she's like, you know, it's not about talent. She's talking about like art itself. Sure, some people have an innate ability to just do, you know. But she showed 3 self-portraits. And she's like, this is where I started. This is like somewhere in the middle. And this is one I just did this weekend. And of course, it was a vast improvement. And I believe what she says. I believe that she, you know, talent is only it's only so much of the equation, honestly. Your sister's there's one right here, too. I forgot. Some of them only have those 3. They don't even have the ones in the front. Don't really need much to hold it down. Strings do a good job doing that. But, honestly, practice, man. Practice. Unless, of course, it's something that you're just not even interested in. Then, by all means, fuck what I'm saying, you know? You're right. It should just pop right out. There we go. See what this pickup says. Fucking hell. I need to get my new glasses. It's just a bunch of letters. And numbers. Doesn't really say much. Well constructed, though. I mean, whatever. You see what I'm talking about with the... Here we go. Like between the plate and the ear, there's a spring that goes between them. That's how you adjust your height. Man, when I'm going to be putting that pickup in here, you're going to hear me fucking swear a lot, probably. Unless, of course, it goes very well. I'm going to use a screwdriver. This part's not so bad, as long as you don't lose the spring. And luckily for me, the item the spring is screwed to has a gigantic magnet in it. And it will hold it in place. You see? My guitar is caked in dust. I feel like such a scumbag for that. Pull it out and clean it. You know what you could do? You could just make it like, put it on the stand, like in the living room or something like that, into the corner, and just make it like an accent piece or something like that. You know? Maybe once in a while you'll pick it up. You'll pick it up and you'll diddle the fiddle, as we say back in the day. Diddle the fiddle. Somebody was smart. They trimmed these springs. And I will probably end up doing the same thing on the other pickup. Now, this pickup here has a low output. Oh, you know, I should have brought my multimeter over so I could see what the resistance is. But, you see the thickness of it compared to this? It's about 2/3, you know, 2/3 size of this bad motherfucker, which we're going to be installing here momentarily. That's pretty cool. Another good habit is putting the old pickup in the container that has the new pickup in it. That way, one, you remember, oh yeah, the guitar that has the P-rails, that's the one, you know. I will be using this pickup on another project in the future, just one that hasn't been either purchased or announced yet. Here. Put it the fuck away. Bye. All right. Oh, I need that container back. That has the screws for this one. The screws and the thing. Now, there's a shit ton of wire here. And I'm not going to trim one little ounce of it. A lot of people freak out with that crap. But it's like, so what? Big deal. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the pickup in here. Get this attached back to the body. And then we're gonna change focus to this. I'm going to remove these components. And I'm going to put them on the black plate. And then I'm going to put the switch on the black plate. And then we'll just start wiring that up. I'm just hoping to God that this, for the most part, is the same as what's on the schematic. It looks like it is. Yeah, capacitor in the middle. The 2 grounds jumped. And these go to the output jack. The output jack might actually go onto the switch in the new wiring. But regardless, let's worry about that when we get to it. Let's cross that bridge before we burn it. Alright, so let's put this back here. Yay, new screws. These might be way too long. Shit. I don't have my Dremel in here. I might have a pair of, like, snips that'll cut that. The fuck, get the fuck in there. Get the fuck in the box. There we go. Get your shit in the box. Can you tell me what movie that is? Smarty Pants. Get your shit in the box. All right, there we go. No longer a Seymour Duncan. Let me put this back there. And there's I don't know if you can see it, but you see this little slit right here. There's a wire coming out. And that's a very important ground. A lot of people forget to do that. And they'll plug the guitar in and be like, I followed the schematic. And then, did you ground it off to the bridge? Fuck, no. Well, there you go. You know how I know? Because I've done it. I can't tell you how many times I've done it. Where's my blade? Where's my blade? Booger. A frush. Yeah. Oh, I think I have a frush. The fuck is a frush? Frush. You know, frush. Yeah, these springs are fucking crazy long. That will not do. I like is the spring to be just long enough to clear the screw. Actually, the screw might be just fine. So let me grab my snippers again, my tipper snippers, and cut this spring down. Because holy hell, that's a lot of fucking boing, 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 boing. That's more boing, boing, boing than I really need. A lot more than I really need. So let me cut this fucker. Come on, fucking. Ugh. Oh, that one went fucking flying. I don't know where that went. Luckily not into my eyeballs. Let's see. My guitar's caked in dust. I don't know that movie. Shit in the box. He's talking about the dude getting into the box. He, for some reason, said, "Get your shit in the box." It's House of a Thousand Corpses. It's the scene where, oh, that's gonna look fucking nice. It's the scene where they're putting him in the coffin and lowering him down to the subterranean nightmares. Here we go. I fucking hate this pot so much. As a matter of fact, let me get this out of the way first. The fuck? Get the fuck out of here, kid. Get out of here. All right. I don't know. Oh, you couldn't see that. You couldn't see that. Let me see if I can't do that. There we go. There we go. All right. So what you do is you put the screw through the bridge in this case, or your whatever it's securing to, and then you put the spring on here, and you kind of hold the spring in place. Make sure your pickup's orientated properly. I remember I used to do this every day, multiple times a day, when I first started working for Parker Guitars. That fucking went on way too smooth. I should shut the fuck up. But when I worked there, the first job I had was assembling the pick guards for the night flies. Which, if you ask me, were better than the fucking flies. They got like fucking $4,000 for those in 90s money, you know? And they're fascinating guitars. They're nice, but anytime I walked by what they call the nutting room, it's where they actually install the nut and set it up, you know, string it up and all that crap. Wow! I was complaining the whole time about that one procedure. And you know what? Just crying like a little needless bitch. But anytime I would hear a guitar in there, because of course they would noodle with it for a few minutes after they set it up and everything, right? And I was like, ooh, that sounds nice. It was always a night fly. It was never a fly guitar. Never, ever, ever. Ooh, no, don't do that, bridge. Ground. All right, let me clean up. There's like polishing compound from the factory still here. A little bit of dust. A little bit of dust. All right, and there should be a little hole here for me to fish these through. Tunnel of Love. Oh no, that song's called The Muscle of Love. Oh man. Back when the Alice Cooper group fucking banged out music left and right. Don't tell me that this is going to fucking be a problem. Please tell me this isn't going to be a fucking problem. Okay, all right. What I was worried about was those little feet, the tabs, the little feet on the side that the screws go into. Sometimes they're too big for, you know, some guitars. I mean, I can't imagine there's that much meat on the you know, the tabs or the feet, whatever you want to call them. that are on the original pickup. I can't imagine it would be like that, but that's it. You just make sure that ground is still there, and it was. And now we just ratchet this fucker back together. Don't cinch it down. Don't cinch it down. We'll just get it started. And that way we can ensure that we're still straight. For proper string alignment. Hey, what's up, Howard? Excuse me. Yeah, you guys gonna have to excuse me. I've had this awful cough for the past couple of days. My lungs have been fucking junked up. And last night, my body tried to have a fucking fever. It tried to have a fever. I woke up all fucking chilly, and it was like 100 point something. And I said, you know what? No, I'm not doing this. Fuck you. So I took some acetaminophen. Actually, I think I took Dayquil. And went my ass back to bed. I also have Mucinex. That's good for the cough and congestion kind of situation. Yeah, you know, I think those tabs are a little bit too big. But I'll grind them later. Unless I can make it work. Now, this doesn't have to be tight. Just enough to where it starts to resist the screwdriver. Because God knows what kind of wood this is actually made out of. Oh, is that chip? Okay. Perfect. Perfect. It's in there. It looks great, man. It fucking looks great. There we go. Bring it in a little bit more. There we go. So I'm just going to peel it off just for a few seconds. Yeah, dude, that looks fucking fantastic. I know we don't have any strings on it yet, but I'm still going to... I want to make sure that nothing's going to bind up on the inside. Yeah, no, that's fucking A, man. That means the wiring is not going to go very well. Everything else is going flawlessly. Nah, we got this. We got this. All right, so now, let me get the drill out of the way. I also have this big block of foam. Sometimes what will happen is, since you only have two securing points, sometimes the pickups like to lean forward or backwards or whatever, or sometimes they like to resist. You put a little foam underneath it. It helps stabilize it and gives it a little bit more spring to keep it up. But I saw right away that I wasn't going to need it, so guess what? We didn't do it. We didn't do it. Eh? All right, let's take care of this now. So here's the pickup wire. Cover all this. And let's just... I didn't bring a fucking wrench over here. If I was working on your guitar, I would not do this. I'm live streaming, so I don't feel like getting up for a socket. I would use a proper nut driver. I would not use needle nose pliers. But if you're going to do this, make sure you're holding on to the pot itself. Notice how they're facing each other. You don't want this to twist, and I can't imagine the solder joints are the greatest. So thanks for popping in, everybody. I appreciate it. Let's see what we have. Uncon. We have Howard. We have of course Violation. And earlier we saw Mr. Allen, I believe. All right, I'm gonna put this right here. I don't want to get that into the dealio. The dealio. Your whole stream has a lovely, soothing color theme. It really does, doesn't it? I like purple, man. Speaking of purple, The towel, actually, that's underneath this guitar, because I don't have a proper, where's the fucking washer for this one? Oh, okay, it was right on it. I don't have a proper, like, there's a mat you can get, and it has, like, a neck rest and shit on the end of it. I don't have one of those. So I use a towel, and if I need to put something underneath the neck, I usually just put a couple rolls. Oh shit! I gotta remember this fucking thing. A couple rolls of this, and then whatever. So here's the old neck. Here's the old control plate. We'll get rid of that for now. Maybe I'll need that on a these are gonna be a little loose, motherfucker. I was afraid of that. That's all right. That's all right. Once we cinch it down, it'll be fine. Be really careful with these. They can cross thread real easily. And everything inside this guitar was made by the lowest bidder. So it'll strip really quick if you fuck around. If you fuck around. It's good enough. Just get it again to where it's going to resist, and then just wiggle this right here. Make sure the potentiometer here doesn't turn. You're secure. You're secure. Let me put the washers back on here. All right. I'm sorry you can't really see what's going on. I'm just screwing a fucking nut onto the thing. I'm just turning a thing to secure another thing. I don't suppose it's really about that. But yeah, no, the towel underneath the guitar is an Alzheimer's towel that I won. Like throughout the year, they do like little incentives for us. If you raise $100 by this date, we'll give you this free thing. And I've said 1,000 fucking times, no. Stop giving free shit and put the money into... Not that they don't do right with their money. They do very right with their money. If that was even English. But it's like, enough with the freebies. Enough. Alright. Put these screws on the side. They're pretty cool that the switch came in this nifty little box that can be used for, whatever. You put your condoms in there. You can bring your weed. All right, let's see. How am I going to orientate this motherfucker? I want this to go this way. There. It's not going to let me do it the way I want it. That's all right. That's all right. So let's... How? I don't know. Whatever. We'll figure it out. And if we can't... That sucks. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that these should be on the other side. Even if I go up here, it's still not going to do what I want it to do. Whatever. Let's just get it on there. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just get it on there. Get it on, yeah. Where's that little guy I got? Just make sure it's actually on there. Grab the other one. All right, we now have a switch. Not to be confused with a Nintendo Switch. They don't make screws like they used to. These days, you need the 800 different bits. Yeah, I know. And I have that over there. I have all the security bits and everything. Ironically, it's not even mine. It's my daughter's. She said she wanted to be an engineer one year, and her grandmother bought her a fuck ton of tools. I'm going to check something real quick here before we move any further. I want to make sure that the screw holes line up on this plate. And let's... Come on! The fucking wires already. Should have done this earlier. You know, it technically lines up because they fucked up over here. They fucked up over here. They cut the hole a little too close to the cavity. So it's kind of like it went into the cavity, into the side. You can see it. You can see that little light spot right there. Instead of it being a hole in the body, it kind of... So, worst case scenario, I plugged that up later on with the fucking, you know, that looks nice. The black, I think I did right. I did it right. All right. Let's wire this up. Pull this out because that's going to go to a whole bunch of things, a whole bunch of stuffs. All right, let's do this. All right, so I want to look at it this way because the switch is going to be that way. So these three, you can't see it. These three here are for your pickups. The furthest one is the bridge, middle, and neck. But in this case, we don't have any of that. We just have one pickup that's going to be three different things. So if I remember correctly, one of these are actually going to be bridged over. And, yep, we're going to bridge that over. And this is going to go right to the ground. I need to get another wire. I need to get some wire. I don't have any more wire. Let me do this. I'll put it right here. I'll put it right fucking there. So let me just make sure that we have everything that we need here. We got the ground going across. Yeah. We got this wire here. Yeah. So this is standard wiring for what we got going on. Yep, that goes out to the jack. Fucking A. All we have to really do is attach the pickup and then ground it off here. We should be good to go. We should be good to go. Hopefully we won't do this backwards because, again, I don't know how they orientated this thing that way because that's not the position that these switches are in any direction. The switches have offset poles, you know, so there's a further one here and then another one. It's staggered. The way they're showing it is it's reversed. And even if I flip it, it's still the same thing, so. But regardless, let's get rid of this. Let's start tinning things. Let me get these out of the way so I don't lose the screws or any of that stuff. Alright, so we're going to do the stuff first here. So we go like this. I'm going to put, these three are going to be my pickup ones. Yes, we're going to do it this way. Alright, let's just fucking do it. And if it's wrong, then we'll figure it out later. Because, let me get some wire. We don't have all fucking night, that's why. Alright, I just found some wire. I bet you guys are saying to yourself, oh, like you have a spool of wire? No, I take things apart and I save the wire. Here's a jack for a friggin'... What the fuck am I doing there? For a pedal. So we'll use that. I don't have a black here, so we'll just use white for everything. We'll just use white for everything. Alright, so let's get the pickup. Let's get the pickup wired first. Let's get that. Let's get that. Oh, you know what else I need? I'm sorry, guys. I gotta get up to get one more thing. I like to use... God, these wires are so thin now. Not that they ever really, like, use Mondo-sized wire. But for the love of Pete. These are whatever. Shrink tubing. When you're doing projects like this, shrink tubing is your best friend. Next to, of course, your safety equipment. And, you know, other things that are beneficial to have. Like the soldering iron, that's your best friend, too. That be the friend of the best. Alright, let's see. The switch is going to be all the way here. Which makes that... I have it like this. Neck, bridge. All right, yeah, I'm going to work with it from this side. That's what seems reasonable to me. So that's going to be the bridge. Where are we at? Where are we at? Okay. Yep. Figured it out. I'm pretty sure I figured it out. So let's actually expose some more of this wire. Anything else going on? Richie, what's up, buddy? Fiddle fixing. No, we're upgrading. Fiddle upgrading. We got a brand new pickup we're going to put in this mamma jamma. And pray to God that it works. You know what I used to have years ago? I used to have these snippers. They looked like a claw, you know? Like that. And you put the wire in like this and you go... Doop, and it would automatically, I don't know whatever happened to that thing. But there's a specific size, you know, that sometimes you need. Let me get rid of this. There's some shielding inside of it. You don't necessarily need that. Not for this end anyway. So let me get this out of the way. I need to tin these wires. Need to tin them for the Tin Man. The Tin Man. Alright, which one's ground for Seymour Duncan? I'm going to say it's the green one, right? Yeah. So, what you want to do is you want to find which wire is the ground. Or I should say the neutral. And you always have an exposed wire, which is, again, I know my camera sucks, which is also a ground. So, automatically just twist those fuckers together. Just give them a good twist. Give them a good twist. And now, I don't have any helping hands. They all broke. They all broke. But that's all right. That's all right. All right. How are we doing here, Mr. Soldering Iron? We haven't touched you in a while. Okay. We start with this bad boy. All I'm doing is tinning wires. I mean, I don't know why you need to see that. Technically, you don't need to see any of this. Perfect. You know what? Let me see if I can get away with doing this without the flux. Nope. Yep. Lighting in here sucks. There we go. And nope, I didn't have enough on there for that one. There we go. Tinned, baby. Creeping it real. Listen to some stuff on eBay. Right on, man. Put your eBay shop in there. Put your eBay shop in the thing. I'm pretty sure you should be able to post a link. A linky dinky. A dinky linky. All right. All right. All right. What did I say? Where did I say I was starting? On this side. Right? Yep. I'm going to work from here. Yeah, it feels right. It feels right. And we do need to jump one of these too. The third one. I'm going to jump it at an angle here. So let me get some solder on these. Can you see? Yeah, you can see. Come on. Fill the hole. There we go. And since we're going upside down, 1, 2, 3, and then over. So that's where the jumper is going to go. So we'll worry about that here in a minute. I'll wire that first. Because we can always just connect it afterwards. So let me get the flux back out. Boop, boop. Let's get this in there. Come on, man. I'm also used to dealing with braided cloth wire, where you just pull back the sheath. You have a nice fucking thing in there. There we go. I knew it would cooperate. All right. We'll let that do its thing. All right, so which one do we do first? The red one. I'm going to do the red one first. That one's going to go right here. Let me fix this real quick. All right. Let's get a little flux on there. A little bit of Fluxy McFluckerson. Okay. It's in there. It's in there. Does it burn? It always burns. Retrovision Toys. All right, guys, go over to the eBay store and go buy some stuff from my buddy. He always finds the raddest shit. I don't know where he gets it all. Oh, shit. I need to... get the red wire. Okay. So I need to do a jumper to the second one. So let's do this. Let's do this. I'm going to cut this down now. And let's give this a little bit of length. A little bit of lead, I should say. This one's actually copper. And this has to go to the next lug. And then it's going to go here. Oh, by itself. And then the white from this is going to go there with this. Okay. Okay. All right. We're good. We're good. Let's, let me tin this bad Larry. Boop, 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 boop. Perfect. Now, I'm going to add a little more. A little more salt of love in this bad Larry. Just touch a little more on there. All right. Beautiful. And this is going to go with the black one. Boom, right here. So, let's cut some length. Let's do this in a way that's not going to hinder anything when we put it back inside. I'll give it a little bit of extra. And where's the black one? There it is. I wish I saw that before I tinned the black wire. That's all right. It's all right. We can make it. I didn't touch that. Oh my God, spooky. Spooky. Thank God copper is a really good conductor of heat. All right, so this should already be ready to rock and roll. So we're gonna boop boop. A little of that, a little of this. There we go. Oh, that didn't even go in at all. Motherfucker. I can't see a damn thing here. Let's do this. The light's going to get a little crazy here, guys. I'm sorry, but I need to turn on my other light. I can't see a damn thing. These glasses suck. I need to get my new ones. There we go. All right. Do we have a hole? No, we have solder. Let's flux that. We'll flux that. There we go. Get the fuck in there. Beautiful. So those are connected. Where's this white guy going? It's going to go with the jumper. It's going to go with the jumper. So let's figure out a convenient way to get this. Oh man. Oh man. Shit. I got the girth but no length. Fuck. 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 I knew I was going to do that. I knew I was going to do this at some point. Will it reach? Will it reach? Yeah, we should be all right. We should be okay. Ah, you bastard. All right, let's It's not going to be the cleanest job ever. That's alright. Let's twist these together. Let's give them a little bit of a hoorah. Let's flux it first. That way, there's no doubt that we're going to be tinning this bad Larry proper. Beautiful. We'll let that cool for a second. I got too many tools on the table, man. I tend to do that. Oh, Elvira's Fright Sounds. I missed something. Oh, are you talking about the stuff that's on the... Yep, got that listed for buying. Listening pleasure, huh? It's not the only thing I would do with Elvira. Oh man, I wish I'd thought of this ahead of time. This might be no bueno. I might have to undo all this to give this a little bit more length. You know what? Hold on. Sometimes we can just cut the sheath, you know? There we go. Hopefully that didn't fuck up anything. Oh, the snake is on the move. He's moving around the tank, creating havoc. The proper thing to do here is just to undo everything and then proceed from there. As you can see, we will not be doing that. Alright, this doesn't need to go anywhere but over here. Now, I want to put this here. Let me give her the hook. Give it a hook. All right, let me see if I can't just touch that to it. Good enough for government work, right? All right. So that ground is going to go on the opposite side of everything. So this is what we're going to do. There's a ground that's supposed to go from this lug to here with the actual ground. I'm going to just actually cut a wire to go from here to here to here. And that's when we're going to use a little bit of the... Excuse me. Actually, I don't even think we're going to need any shrink tubing. I don't know why I brought it out. Very rarely do I need shrink tubing on something like this, unless I'm repairing something or patching something. So where's my extra wire? What the fuck did I do with that? What did I do with that? Alright, well... No, I want the other one, because I could have sworn there was a green wire in there. No, it's all blue. Alright. Alright, we'll connect it. We'll connect it to blue. Perfect. 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 Bloop. Alright. This technically should be our last connection. The last connection. How am I going to tin this? I'll do it like that. I was like, what the fuck? Just drop me a DM if you have Instagrams. You know what? I fucking very hardly ever go on Instagram these days. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. I found a much better community. Fuck, is this even going to go in? Sometimes I just don't think things through, guys. I apologize. I found a much better community over on fucking TikTok. I know everyone picks on TikTok, but I was told just go over there, play with the algorithm, meaning, just do mass likes on things that that are pretty close to what you want to accomplish, so to speak. And that's what I did, is I got a whole bunch of artists that are pretty rad people, pretty rad stuffs. All right, this is the hardest thing to do. Grounding off to the pot. Because it really is just a matter of whether or not the solder wants to fucking take. So what I like to do is I like to just scrape it up a little bit. Give it some flux. Get a blob on there. And touch this to it. There we go. According to this, we're done. The question is, did I do it right, though? That's the thing. Too many things going on. Yeah. Should be working IG a bit more. Like back in the day. Yeah. Yeah. Meh. All right, now the dubious process of getting this in here. And I gotta be careful because there is a ground wire here that's exposed. And we do not wish that to be touching, well, fucking anything, really. I don't know if it's gonna work. We're about to find out. We're about to find out. Let me get my screws here. Let me get my screws. Let me screw it down. Yeah. I think in the very near future I'm going to re-drill this fucking hole. You know, I mean, you can't expect much from the factories. Get it out. Get it out the fucking door. If it works, okay, good. Pack it up. Let's go. All right, let me put in the one that I know is going to fit. I'm going to bring in the big guns here. Big guns. The love gun. All right, now I have to unplug this to get my amp plugged in. But we don't need the light anymore. Now we're going to do what you call a tap test. So I'm going to turn that down. And you guys can laugh if it doesn't work. Remember, I had to guess what prong did what because of the orientation on my schematic. Oh, we didn't even talk about the schematic. Holy fuck. So, I have a three-way blade switch here for the one pickup. And I went over to Seymour Duncan's website, and they have this really nifty thing where they have a bunch of drop-downs. All right, what's the configuration? One humbucker, one volume, one tone. and what kind of switch and all that. And it'll give you a schematic, right? But the only one they had for this was one with like a mini toggle with the six soldering points. So I went to the help desk thing, little, hey, chat with the dude. And the dude's like, yeah, I'm sorry, we can't really come up with a schematic for that. We don't do custom ones. I'm like, what are you talking about, custom? There's nothing crazy here. It's just a different three-way switch, But he recommended me go to this one website, which I will not reference, because they charge $45. You tell it what you want, you give them $45 and pray to God that when it shows up, I hope probably in your email, that it's correct. So I just Googled it and I found this one. Now, is it going to be right? It looks okay. I know the basics of wiring up a blaze switch. I do know that these here are typically, if you had like a Strat, you would put your bridge here, your middle here, and your what the fuck, the creep is blocking it. Bridge, middle, neck, and that's how this is oriented. And it would actually be up here. So when this is all the way down, the thing is touching the furthest pin away from it, and then so on and so on. So. But I don't know where we're going to be at with this, so. I just want to pluck the strings. And how do we do a tap test? You just get something metal and you tap it. So this is what we're going to do. This is in there at an angle. I'm going to put it in the middle. And I'm going to bring this up. Nothing. Is my amp on? Does it work in any position? Interesting. So it looks like we're going back in. I wonder if something came apart. Or if this schematic I got was just junk. Fuck me. Alright. Let's go back in. I don't mind. I don't mind. Almost time to play Tornado of Souls, right? No, not today. Not this time. It's very possible that something could be grounded off, too. But I'm not even hearing a hum. Alright, let's put these somewhere safe. Yeah, I don't. You know what? Let me plug it back in while I have all this out. And where's the cord? Because sometimes if you wiggle wires around, it'll tell you what's fucked up. So let me. Where's my little? Where's that little metal thing? Just had it right fucking here. Alright, well, we'll use this. Move the ground. Alright, so I think I know exactly what happened. I followed this backwards because the orientation wasn't the same. But I think I'm supposed to just go with it the way it's supposed to be. So, you know what? I don't mind doing this. Let's undo it all. At least the switch, anyway. Let's undo the switch, and I'm going to turn it this way. And we're going to just give it another shot. Except we're going to reverse it. I'm going to put everything on this side. So all the way back here. Yeah, it should be this one here, but I'm just literally going to reverse everything. So, let's undo it all. Again, I don't mind. Plus, it gives me a little bit more content. this one will just go right here. And this one, let me undo this one first. There we go. Because that one's tight. I'll undo this one, which will go here. And this. There we go. And then this. All right. Where's my paper? Where's my paper? Right here. All right. Could have sworn it went the way we said, but all right. Let me see if this will actually this is going to work out much better. It's going to work out way better. So let me just make sure I have everything connected here that's supposed to be connected, though. So we got the black here. It says black. Oh, no, you know what? I'm going to undo the whole thing. I'm going to undo the whole thing. Interesting. I think I found the problem. Wait, just make sure that this is going where I think it's going. Yeah, that's going into... Hold on. Because there's two black ones here. All right, this is the ground. Okay, no, I don't want to touch that one. I do not want to touch that one. That is the ground to the bridge. So let's undo that. Oh shit, I'm spilling this flux everywhere. Undo this stuff right here. There we go. Okay, so this black is where it needs to be. I ain't fucking with that. I ain't fucking with you. And this one is just kind of tangled into it all. There we go. There we go. There we go. So let's try it again. And maybe I was right except for that one thing. But we're just gonna do this. Excuse me, holy hell. Alright, let's separate all these. Alright, so this is my ground to here. Where do they want me to put the ground? They want me to put it right there. Alright, hold on. Motherfucker. Alright. Yep, I'm going to assume it's this one right here. Go in this side. You don't want to mess with that spring. Perfect. Perfect. And then, yep, plenty of room there. Plenty of room there. Alright, so the red is going to go right here. So let's untuck that and bring it over here. I'm going to put the red one here. If this doesn't work, then well, maybe we'll just do an open chat for a little bit. And I will consult those who I can consult with. Okay. Nice. Nice. Alright, so this white one. It's supposed to go in two places. It jumps. It jumps a wire. So we're going to go here and here. So let's start with putting this one here. I'm also noticing I have too much lead on a lot of these. There we go. No, what the... Oh! I folded it. Almost tired. Okay, we already got that. We already got that. And this one should go right here. Now, worst case scenario, the switch will be backwards, but that's fine with me. As long as it's in the center and I can play the humbucker. I can always switch the switch later. What is your major malfunction, numbnuts? Let's do this. Let's go. Little flux. Little flux. Put a little more solder on the tip of this fuck face. Alright. Now, if we were dealing with like a regular, humbucker or a single coil, I would know exactly what to do with it. But because this has a very specific function, as far as that's concerned. What the fuck? Will it go in there? I need that light again. Sorry, guys. Alright, what was I trying to do? Alright, here we go. Fuck ton of solder on it. Alright, let's try this again. It won't go in. It won't go in. It's getting fucking hot. Let's do this. Let's make a fresh fucking wire. I bet you could suck a golf ball through it. Yes! Full metal jacket. Alright, for fuck's sake. But no, in all honesty, if this was just a regular pickup, I should be able to figure this out, but apparently I'm not smart enough. This will be the second live stream doing some kind of tech stuff. That'll be a failure. get in the hole. There we go. That's all I had to do. Let's freshen up the lead. That's all I had to do. That's all I want. That's all I need. This lamp. Alright, so this white wire coming from the pot is going in where in the pot is it? This is on the what the fuck is this wire? Alright, yeah, the white wire and then the jumper. And that's the tone. The tones are connected. Did I add an extra wire? Weird. Hold on. Oh, you know what, guys? I fucked up. I put the lead wire on the tone pot. Oh my God. All right, let's oh my God. I can't believe I did that. Let me just make sure here. Yeah, that's supposed to be empty. I don't know what the fuck this wire is for. Oh, I remember. The lead goes from here to all the way over there. So let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty. Pronounced with an umpty. Oh, what the fuck? Of course it's not going to be long enough now, right? Sister's a fucking bitch. Alright, so this goes there. And then that other one went up there. So, what do we do here? What do we do? We expose more of the wire. We cut into this a little more. And that way, there we go. Ah! Oh, okay. That's why. The shielding. Shielding is in my way. So this one pot has like fucking 3 things going to it. That's fucking weird. It's not weird, it's proper. I'll give it that. Alright, I might just have to extend this. That's not going to be good at all. That's weird. So this is what I'm going to do. You feeling all right, kiddo? You doing all right? No? All right, go lay down. Yeah, she's got the same junk I do. Hey, my friend, how's it going, buddy? Hey, man, what's up, dude?
Is this the type of people that I can pop in and give you a hug?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
You absolutely can come give me a hug.
I kind of just want you.
Yeah.
But I'm already doing stuff.
It's fine. It's fine.
I demand snuggles.
You're not getting snuggles from me.
Oh. After?
We'll see.
I just kind of want to be a human flesh blanket.
A flesh blanket?
Yep.
That sounds so fucking weird. All right, we're going to reverse this. Instead of this going from here to here, I'm going to put this on the point that this wire is supposed to go to, which it's exactly the fucking same. I love you too, kid. So this is supposed to go on here. Yep, one below. All right, here we go. I got this figured out. Question is, will this be long enough to go here? Okay, yeah. Absolutely. It should work. I don't see why it won't. So where's my flux? There we go. Not much. Happy holidays, buddy. Just at a game event at my local retro game store. Right on, dude. Go have fun. You don't need to fucking be here. I appreciate you popping in, man. What's going on at the game store? Is it a card tournament? Is it a... We used to do this thing over at the Gaming Zone in Tempe, Arizona. They got like 3 or 4 locations now. I'm so proud of them. They've been... Those brothers work their ass off. And, you know, it's paying fucking dividends. Alright, so this one... I'm going to put this underneath. We'll go here. Yeah, it should work. And if it doesn't, then what I'm going to end up having to do is strip the wire back, come back and get longer. Or I should have just wired it in the orientation that it should be wired in. Oh shit, hold on. Let me tin this. Get a little flux here. That's a factory joint. My prediction is this is going to work. But the switch might be backwards. Alright. Come on. It's having trouble going in because there's another wire here. So let me pull that out. And we'll splice them together. Fucking ouch. We'll splice it together. All good, my friend. Your streams are awesome, buddy. Just a video game event here in Jersey. Monthly events. That's cool, man. Yeah, we should do a retro night at that place I was just talking about. They were one of the very first places I've ever seen. They had like a lounge in the back with a bunch of TVs, you know, and it's kind of like with a pool hall. You rent the table for however many hours. Same thing. You rent one of the TVs. Oh, I can't forget to put this ground down. Oh man, that'll be a fucking big problem if I don't do that. Big problem. All right, so what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to tin it, trim it, and then stick it in. Oh! Yeah, let's tin it first. Boop. We used to do a lot of Mario Kart Melee tournaments Smash Bros. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Have to go southpaw here. I should have a small fan blowing this away, but that's like those are really good. I'll admit I suck at card games though. I don't do the card game thing. I've never tried it. It might be my most favorite thing on the planet, for all I know. But all right, so let's reintroduce some solder to this. That's a lot of fucking flux. Okay. Now. I need something to hold this down with. Oh, that's a wicked nice joint. Actually, it looks a lot better than it did the original way. Or I should say the original way we had wired it up. All right, guys. Wish me luck. Everything looks okay now. Like I said, my prediction is it's going to be backwards. I had the lead. I had the main lead wire on the wrong potentiometer. Because, this switch should be forward and reversed how I was looking at it. Plus, the schematic has a different weird orientation. So, let me button this down again because I'm not opening this up again tonight. What I'll do is I'll consult people who are smarter than me people with P-rail experience anyway. And I'll show a detailed thing about what I've done, and hopefully they'll say, no, you just do this one thing. Well, hopefully we don't have to do that. Yeah, I'm re-fucking drilling that regardless. I can do that when the strings are all on and everything because this is separate from all that. That's going to drive me nuts at going in at an angle. I don't know why I never noticed that. All right, unplug the light, plug in the amp. All right. I'm going to turn the volumes down, the tones. My little tap tool was over here the whole time. Turn on the amp. Make sure noise is coming out of it. Okay. Okie dokie, artichoke. Please. Oh my God. Hold on. All right, so in the middle, it's supposed to be the full humbucker. All the way forward, it's supposed to be just a rail. All right, so all I have is humbucker now. It's all right. That's all right. Well, let's make sure the tone still works. I know you can't hear the tapping behind me. That's kind of a bummer. I thought I got that right. Humbucker. You know what I did? I bet you I wired it series, parallel, and nothing. Series, parallel, and nothing. And it's just going to be strings. I need to put strings on it in order to figure that out. But that's where you and I are going to be done for the night. Because I do have to do some consulting, unfortunately. I don't know why the P-rail is tripping me up as much as it is. Me, 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 me. But it is. If this was a regular guitar, we've done it 100 times. I should say a regular electronic setup. But unfortunately, we didn't get that fucking lucky. But that's all right. We're a third of the way there. Now that I know that's the case, I can look at the why. You know, it could also be this. This could also be fucked. So maybe that's what I'll do. I'll go into a group and post this and be like, is this even right? And if not, then I do have one of those three-way switches. We can just go back to the other plate and I can just drill a hole where this is. And that's definitive. There's no fucking around with that. It's bing, bang, boom. Have a nice day. But I'm still going to string it up because, again, you can pull this off regardless. But I'm gonna darken up this fretboard here. Let me get my little cleaning kit out. We're not going to string it up tonight. We're just going to go into an open chat. That sucks, man. I was really excited. But you know what? It's all right. It'll be one of those things where like 3 in the morning, I'll be like, oh my God. As a matter of fact, one of the other guitars I'm working on, here, I'll show you here in a minute. It's one of those guitars I've done over 3 times now. And one of the times I was doing it, there was just something off about it. I'm like, wait a minute. This is a simple job, Chris. And then like 3 in the morning, I realized what it was, so I got up. And fucked with it. But reminds me of when I was wiring a control panel for an arcade midnight. Came down to the ground wire. No, I know exactly what the problem is. I really do know what it is. There's those 3 prongs. And for some reason, I don't know why, you would think 3 wires from here would go on those, like as if I had 3 separate pickups. And what it would eventually do is just do, like this one here, both of them, and then this one. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to figure out what wire goes to which coil. And I'm going to do that. And that jumper wire that we did is what created the double, the humbucker. So I'm getting it now. I just don't remember what Seymour Duncan's wiring schematics are. But again, this is a different pickup than what I'm used to working with. It's a completely different animal. But it's not, Same but different. So what we'll do is I'll put this here. I'll bring this up a little bit. Just going to condition the fretboard. I'm going to get my my Dunlop kit. I have my lemon oil. Especially made for rad guitars. Because this has an Indian Laurel fretboard. I'm not really a big fan of the coloring on them, but it's fine. It's a little more ashier than I'm used to. So we're just gonna put on a healthy globule of this. And this fretboard is dry. It was like that from the factory. Alright. Oh, I love the smell of this stuff. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Pledge. My parents used to use Pledge all the time when they cleaned the furniture. I always knew when Mom was cleaning. Between Pine Sol and Pledge. I'm just going to let that sit for a minute. There's actually some really nice wood grain in this, though. I just wish it was darker. I like darker fretboards. But, I mean, I don't know if you noticed that almost right away. The dark spots just got darker because I just nourished the fretboard. Let's put the rest of this away here. Let's put the rest of this back together, I should say. Yeah. I'm still curious as to what it sounds like, so I probably will put strings on it tonight. it just play it as is. Yeah, the color of the shirt and the guitar. Oh! I didn't even think of that. In the purple flowers for the Alzheimer's Association, you know, that QR code right there. I'll leave it up for a minute. You can still donate until the end of the year. Till the end of the year, you can still donate. I'm really ashamed. I am really ashamed of how little I did this year for that. Genuinely. Straight up, dude, with the cleaners, Mom. Yeah. Brought back memories of those Sundays that we would clean the house. Absolutely. Except in my case, we wouldn't be present. My mom would be like, get the fuck out. I mean, she wouldn't say that. My mom hardly ever. You said damn at my house, and my mom was like, ah! Ah! But use one of these. Use one of these to. I'm just wiping off the excess now. You don't really need to see that. I'll probably do this one more time too, just to really get it dark. But oh my god, that fretboard looks so much better now. Doesn't look ashy, which is absolutely an interesting look. It's just, I don't know. I'm one of those guys that like real dark rosewood. Back when they used to use Brazilian rosewood, ooh wee. That shit's a premium now. It's illegal to import it. You really can only get it from people who supposedly are grandfathered into there. Yeah, we're going to do that. I'm going to do that one more time. I'm going to do it one more time. But, let me just do this. Really good stuff. Really good stuff, man. You know what? This might be telling me something. I was originally going to put this pickup in my Kramer. That's going to be a crazy wiring schematic. I'm going to have to send that to somebody. Because my Kramer has 3 on-off switches. Which will not work for the extra little doohickeys that this is supposed to have. So what I'm thinking about doing is putting a 5-way selector in there, cutting it out for one, and then doing a push-pull for the other stuff. Shit, man, memories. Absolutely, memories. I like memories. I like watching memories go bloop, 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 bloop. Wow, that didn't really distribute. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Saturday night, and I'm fucking up a guitar, which sucks because I wanted to play this tonight. I wanted to jam a little bit tonight. All right, might as well hit the guitar body with a little bit of spritzer clean, you know? Why not? But if I gotta take this to a shop, I'll take it to a shop. This stuff I don't like the smell of. But for a quick little, clean job, it's pretty cool. Alright, let me get this other, just buff out the fretboard. I'm going to grab another guitar and show you guys something here. Holy shit, are these frets already wearing? I mean, I know they're not stainless steel, but... Am I really playing it that much? I might have to do a crown and level job here soon. But that's beside the point. Alright, let me fold these up. Let me get a few things out of the way. And then we'll, I'm going to show you guys something pretty cool. Another guitar, actually kind of, you know what? I got the soldering iron out. Why not, right? That's all that's left to do on the other one. I even restrung it already. Holy shit balls. fuck it. The soldering iron is still going. That one should be super easy. Exactly how I said the other one was. You know, it should be able to just go 1, 2, 3. And then ground everything off. Everything else is groovy. Because the harness had already been together. Actually, yeah, we're going to do that. I'm going to go put this guy away. It looks awesome in there. I just can't. I got to figure it out. I have a feeling my schematic is fucking crazy, man. You know? I watched a documentary about the Terminator. Did you know O.J. Simpson was going to play? Yeah. They didn't believe he. Yeah. They're like, the nice guy who sells rental cars? We couldn't believe that he's a killer. But the thing is, originally the Terminator was supposed to be an infiltration unit. And somebody that didn't stand out. That was the idea. But the Purple People Eater, absolutely. Absolutely. Hold on one second, guys. One-eyed, one-horned, flying Purple People Eater. So that same person who gave me that other setup found these on sale and sent them to me too. Webcam, that's what I'm looking for. And he sent me these humbucker-sized P90s. And I had another set of pickups in this guitar a long time ago and then took that apart for something else. And I was actually going to sell this one off. But decided against it. And I cleaned up the paint on the back. And I said, you know what? This originally had 3 pickups this size, single coils. So I cut it open, and I had these rings to hide the crimes of me cutting it open. Wow, I didn't even look at this. I centered it pretty damn well without really measuring shit. But I had these rings, these chrome rings that I was going to use elsewhere. But I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna leave it on there. So all we have to do is wire up each pickup. That's 1 wire each. Exactly how I thought the other one was supposed to go. And this one has strings on it, so we might even be able to hear this one tonight. Let me pull this out. Let me pull out the ding-a-ling. All right. You guys like, what the fuck? Might as well keep going, right? Right? All right, let's undo this. I don't have a plate for this. I got to make a new plate. I got material to do so. But, all right. Oh, that's right. I got to hook up the jack as well. Which should be simple enough. That's these 2 wires. And we'll feed those out. Because we're just going to feed them to the wires that are connected to this. You see what I did there? I made sure I knew which one was going where. I mean, I could figure it out, but why do that when you don't really have to? And this right here is the ground to the bridge, which is actually attached to this claw right here, conveniently enough. So this is what we're going to do. You notice how I have, I don't know if you can see it, but there's 2 stripes on here, 1 stripe on here. That's tape. I needed to remind myself which one of these was the bridge and which one was the neck. And then, of course, by default, this right here would be the middle. The middle child. Mm-hmm. Come on, baby. See if I can do this. Ah, I did it. I did it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect all the grounds and then use 1 wire to, and that's where we're going to need the shrink tubing. But I know you can't really see it because of the position of everything. But this one I know for sure. Bridge, middle, and this is orientated completely different. It's a straight line. So the bridge will go here, the middle will go here, And the neck will go here. Just 3 easy connections. Bam. Have a nice day. Get her done. So, let's find the neck. Find the neck. Which one's which? One stripe is bridge. So I have the correct one. This is the neck. So we're going to expose a little bit more of the wires. Come on. Come on. There we go. So that I can pull the ground out. Oh, they already tinned this wire for me. That's both convenient and fucked up. So. All right. Where's all my stuff? I need it back, Chris. Sorta. I know there's going to be a lot of people who are going to look at this and be like, that's wrong. Shut up. No, it's not. It's science. It's fucking science. All right, here we go. There we go. As the flux is gone. All right. That should be enough to get it on here. Fortunately, the wire is so small. You know, I'm so used to working with wire that's got a little bit of meat to it, so it's like when you push it in, it's good to go. All right, so this is going to be my neck. My middle, I mean. And one is bridge, right? Yeah. All right. Oh. I think this one I'll just do this. I'll just do this. You guys are getting to see 2 guitars. Holy shit. You know what's going to be fucked up? Is this guitar wasn't even planned. It was just like a last minute thing I did earlier because I was bored. And I really felt awful about... I felt wicked awful that he sent those 2 pickups. Like, he literally just got them on sale. They couldn't have been $30. So it's not like this cat is spending gobs of money on me. Thank God. But it's like I had nothing to put it in. Nothing. And I was just like, I gotta find something. And the guitar I was actually planning on making happen today isn't gonna happen today. But for some reason, this one's ready to rock and roll. All I had to do is wire it up. Come on. Come on. Fucking go old school. This is how I used to do it. Just a little wire, a razor. I would just go whoop. I pray it didn't cut all the way through. There we go. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Let's get a little bit more exposed here. Alright, let's flex it first. Boop. Man, am I getting hungry. I haven't eaten supper yet. I'm too busy entertaining you with my failures. Alright, Move this out of the way. But I was saying that, you know, wire used to have heft to it. So you used to be able to actually use the weight of it to push it through holes and stuff. Shit, did I just bridge these? Fuck, did I bridge these? I might have. Let me redo that just in case. Actually, no. Let me put this in the middle. There we go. It is not a bridge anymore. So like I said, I'm going to just take these 3 grounds, spin them together. Where's the bridge ground? I should put that with it as well. And I'm going to get another wire and attach it to these once I get them all together. And it's already proven to be a little bit difficult because, I mean, it's nice that they pre-tin these grounds for me, but it's going to make it a hell of a fucking job doing that. Right. Get that on there. I don't know if that's even going to stay on. Alright. No, it's not going to. So this is what we're going to do. Boom. I'm going to tin this fucker. I'm just going to solder it directly to this for now. Good enough. Good enough. Alright, let's put this over here like that. Alright, so now I just need one wire that I can use for the ground. What I'm going to do is I'm going to coil it around this one, touch it with a little bit of thing, and then I'm going to shrink wrap it, shrink tube it. I'm going to tube it. It's going to be tubey. Tubey or not tubey? It's a fucking question, right? Alright. Oh my god. That's a whole lot of wire. Alright, so let me do this. Let me hit it with some fucking flux. Let me... Blob is fine. One blob is fine. The only thing that's going to suck is this cavity has no room, and I now need to ground it to one of the pots, but there's a blob already on a pot. If I push this way, I should be able to go in there without fucking anything up. Let me just get that ready to do that. Never have enough fucking shrink tube, you know? I got this kit on Amazon for like, I think it was like $12 or something stupid like that. The fuck? Does it not have an opening? There we go. All the grounds are... Let me go grab a lighter. And I'm also very frugal. So I'm going to cut this, because I know I'll be able to use this later. Put that in there. There we go. Ah, it's hot. All right. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my God. The guitar, I did not know I was going to get going today. No, I didn't really check any of the wiring to make sure it was all still good. I just know the harness was originally in this guitar at one point. So, let me close that and get it out of here before it ends up fucked. Okay. All right. Now, with a little bit of luck, let me see if I can't melt this a little. All right, let me give it more flux. Oh shit, that's a lot. Sometimes this thing just dumps it, and sometimes it's hard to get any in there. Alright, sometimes introducing a little bit more soda. Yeah, there we go. Alright, maybe not. Alright, so I'm just gonna make a new one. Scrape a little, do a little scrapey McScrapus in. A little of this, a little of that. Alright. I need more than that. Can't see inside of this. And that'll be a perfect anchor. An anchor canker. Oh, and then I gotta do these. I gotta fucking wire these back up. Oh my God. I'll probably just remove these. I'll just remove these and do that. I'll have to find the screws for it. Fuck, where are the screws? Oh, I know where they are. They're up there. They're up there. We'll get them. All right, what was I doing? I was grounding this thing. This is going to be tricky dicky. Let me get another tool handy to hold it down. Come in this way. Flatten this out. Back to the light. There we go. Man, that turned out awesome. I remember seeing it finished. Yeah, dude. We had single coils in there that were kind of like P90s. I don't know. That ended up in my PV, which ended up being sold. Go. This is done. I just need to make sure I didn't pull anything out here. I do need a makeup plate for this. So let's that away later. keep putting the damn solder away. Custom paint is friggin' rad. Thank you, man. There should be a video, I believe. We did live. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. I know you can't see what I'm doing here. It's fine. I'm just wiring up the jack. I can't really bring it up here. So okay, so let's remove this one. Ow! I touched myself to the fucking thing. The soldering iron. Well, that might be a little much. Put a little flux on this. A little flux on this. Put some on there. Come in this way. Easy money. Is that cool? Let me grab the screws. One screw. Two screws. All right. So many wires in such a tiny little space. And yet I have nothing to contain them with. Last time I just put tape there. Put a bunch of masking tape. I got the materials to make a jack or a back plate. Control cavity plate. What's the word I'm looking for? Lazy. All right. So let's do that for right now, anyway. Watch this not work too. I'll be honest with you though. There's so much fucking wire in there. I just kind of half-assed this one. All right, good enough for government work. Let's unplug this. We'll plug in the amp. Let's flip her over. This will be the first time I played this thing in months. It hasn't been right in. It hasn't been together in quite a long time, actually. Oh, the amp's on already. All right, tap test. Where's that little fucker? It makes noise. All right. So it's all the way back, so it should just be this one. Yep. Now this one. Now just this one. Now this and this. Yep. Now just this. Cool. We got one guitar to work. We got one to work. Holy shit. But, can I play this guitar? Ooh, that sounds nice. Where's my fucking tuner? That's right. I've been fooling around with this. These are new strings too, so those are new strings. Let me shut my soldering iron off and get rid of this. I'm making room on the table to bring the thing a little closer to me. I need a strap. A strap on. Hey, Alucard. He saw me and he just fucking froze. Poor snake. Poor snake. All right. The Randy Jackson guitar works again. And yes, Randy Jackson, you know, the guy from American Idol or whatever it was. What's up, dog? He had his own fucking brand of home shopping network guitars. And I'll put all my mess over here. This is one of them. I saw it on, I think it was shopgoodwill.com for like $20. I got it for like $20 or $30. I mean, it wasn't really together, and half the electronics weren't in it. I got plenty of that crap all over the place. Here we go. I remember the paint video. Really inspiring stuff. I want to try one day. Acrylic pouring is nice. I love doing acrylic pours. Oh, it's tuning it up, huh? I bet you everything's a half cent off. Yep. Ooh, the bee is... Your mama played guitar. Wow, I forgot how to play that. I'm going to adjust the pickup a little bit to get a little more out of it. But we'll go through all the pickup selections. There we go. We got that one. That one. And this could come up a little bit. All right, let me go through the... Ooh, that's... Ooh, that middle pickup sounds great. Can you guys even hear any of that, by the way? That's pretty powerful. Holy shit. These are cheap pickups from a website called Guitar Heads with a Z, I believe. That might be too much. Now, I am noticing that when I use the in-betweens, when I put on either the bridge in the middle or the middle in the neck, it is out of phase. And that might be because of the polarity of the magnet in the middle pickup. Because it sounds just fine by itself. The only really thing that you can do about that is just get another pickup that might, you know, because if the polarities are the same, or in some cases completely opposite, I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty badass. That's pretty badass. Which tone knob works? Tone knobs works just fine. Seriously, someone tell me, can you even hear the guitar? From the amp, not from me just doing this. Let me know. Let me know in the chat there. Let me turn it up a little anyway. All right. Can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me what that song is? The solo itself comes from a guy who doesn't normally solo in the band. Yeah, that's out of phase. But that's okay. That's all right. Well, at least we got one guitar together, guys. Excuse me. I'm not even going to do anything about that center pickup. If anything, I might just disconnect it and just make two of these spots nothing. You know, just make it a glorified three-way switch. Not sure about the solo. That part would be clean. And then he would come in with the whole... It is Metallica, yeah. To Live is to Die from Injustice for All. One of Cliff's last contributions, if you will. But James Hetfield is the one who plays that little solo. He's one of those guys, he doesn't solo too often, but he likes to literally just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth between two, you know. And that whole thing is literally the exact same notes played 2 or 3 times over, but you accent them differently when you go back and forth. It's actually pretty. It's really pretty. Where's my wiggle stick? Yeah, get in there. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of output, but pretty beefy and meaty. Well, shit. Guess I still kind of got it. Yeah, you did, man. I'm starting to wonder if the actual pickups themselves, if the magnets in them aren't backwards. Because that's the only true way a pickup can be. I'm going to lower it a little. So there's a famous guitar. Speaking of Metallica, Kirk Hammett owns it now. It's a late '50s Sunburst Les Paul, even though the Sunburst is long faded. And its name is Greenie because it was originally Peter Green's, and then I believe it was Gary Moore's for a little while, and now it's Kirk Hammett's. And what happened was at some point when Peter Green still had it, the neck pickup died. So when the guy rewired it, he put the magnet in upside down, which meant the polarity was fucked. And when you put it back in the guitar, what happens is you go into a middle position, and you still get like an out of phase tone, but for some reason, instead of it dropping in volume, it actually increased in volume and gave that cocked wah sound, you know? And it's kind of like a signature to that one guitar. In fact, there's a pickup set you can buy purposefully designed that way. So this ain't the right pickup for that, huh? But I guess I could increase the gain on there. But that's kind of what these are sounding like. I wonder if they were on sale for a special reason. What is wrong with my high E? Did the nut shift? The nut might have shifted. I'm going to give the amp a little bit more nuts. I remember him talking about that guitar on Rick. Yeah. It's a really interesting guitar that I've followed for years. I'm about to give this a little bit of heat. A little bit of fucking and a press of a button. Oh, that's a little too much. Ooh, yeah. Not a lot of sustain, though. What a crunch. Fucking love that song so much. Yeah, that high E is... I still have to give this thing a setup. Like I said, I put it together like just before I came on. Can you hear like crackling? That's that 60 cycle hum that single coils have. Wanted Freebird. Yeah, Freebird, man. Oh my God. No, that's it's not Freebird, but now I E. Is that Simple Man? Simple Man. All right, we're gonna take the add a little bit of bottom end. Well, now it's very doomy. Tuesday's gone. Yes, that's it. Tuesday's gone with the wind. That's one of those songs that at the end of a jam session, you know, you guys have had a few too many. Or even at the end of like a fucking night of just playing out with a few other bands. There was this one place we used to play all the time called The Tank on Revere Beach. And at the end of the night, we were just like, there'd be like 5 guitar players up there, a couple drummers and a few bassists. And like, we barely had room for everybody, so some of us wouldn't even be on the stage. And the stage was only a couple feet high. It was just like a riser anyway, but fucking owner be tossing beers at us and shit. Good times, man. I miss those days. Very cool, man. Well, I don't know if it's originally from Happy Gilmore, but but absolutely, man, it's a great fucking song. It's a great end of night song, you know. I love War Pigs, man. Good stuff. This is definitely not a chugging guitar. Absolutely not. It's going to be one of those ones that have to go in front of a tube amp. A little bit of overdrive. Just that, a Stevie Ray Vaughan kind of just right there at the breakup. But thank you, Alan. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. So far, I'm not inspired, though. I need to figure out that middle position, though. Twist of Cain, baby. That was a song I used to play a lot when I was younger because there's no solo in it. I weren't very good at the noodles. I'm still not really all that good, to be perfectly honest with you. I can do it like right now. I'll just be like, right? But it's not in context with anything. You get a band behind me, and I don't know. I was never really good at writing leads. Once in a while, they would come out naturally, but like there was this one part in the song where I think the bassist and the other guitar was supposed to go. I came in with a. Something like that. How'd it go? And the bass would be like. I suppose that'd be a great place to let go of you guys for the rest of the evening. I appreciate everyone hanging out with me. I'm sorry that the first guitar didn't quite work out the way I really wanted it to, but I had a feeling the schematic I had was a little goofy, so we're going to have to figure that out. And, yeah, worst case scenario, I could just remove that and just plug the other pickup right back into it. It wouldn't even be all that hard. Just, a little bit of a pain in the ass. But aside from that, I got the black scratch plate. I mean, the black control plate on there, and it looks sexy as fuck, if I may say so myself. So, to whoever's still hanging out, thank you. Thank you for coming. If you're watching this after the fact, thank you. I apologize for my failure. But we got one going. Discovered a little bit of an issue with the polarity of things. We'll figure it out one way or the other. But guys, thank you always so much for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Wherever in the world you are, I hope you're doing well. And until next time, take care. Creep it real. And bye-bye. And, thank Alex and Captain Obvious. Thank him in the comments down below. He's the reason I had a lot of this equipment. So, I think it's only fitting that we say thank you to him. All right, guys. Have a wonderful evening. I'm going to go make myself some chili down.